Hello. It is Tuesday, and I know I skipped last week. I was not in town, so I apologize. But tonight's Truth Bomb Tuesday is something that I really practice, and it took practice to get there. It was not easy to learn. I used to be a complainer. I used to be a woe is me kind of person. And gratitude, which is tonight's topic, changed my life. And so I decided to do tonight's topic on gratitude, which is a game changer. It's a life changer. It's a direction changer. It's a brain changer. And I'm going to be talking about a few studies that have been done on the effects of gratitude on the brain and how it affects your life and your body, etc., etc., etc. Gratitude is something that I think a lot of people take for granted, and no, it's not just for Thanksgiving. If we practice gratitude every day, we'd be a much happier society, we'd be much happier people, and the science proves it. So I'm just going to get into it. Your brain has something you might forgot about in biology school or biology class, but the hypothalamus. It regulates your appetite, your sleep, temperature, metabolism, growth, your eating, your everything. It regulates a lot of things in your body. And it is super important. Gratitude affects that. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Dopamine is a chemical that's released in your brain that says, hey, do that again. It's our reward chemical. Well, gratitude releases that in your brain. Acts of kindness release dopamine in your brain. There's a lot of things that release dopamine, exercise, doing, again, kind things for people. It's super important. So doing things that make you grateful, or having a gratitude journal, or just verbally saying it or thinking things that you're grateful for as a habit, make your life so much better. It can make you happier and healthier, and there's science behind that. They did a study on gratitude. They've done many studies on gratitude. And they had these people have a journal, and they wrote daily in their journal about things they were grateful for. And they had another group of people write things every day that annoyed them and bothered them, and why they were better off than other people. Ooh, I couldn't imagine that. The people that wrote journals on gratitude, shockingly, had greater increase in determination, attention, enthusiasm, and energy as compared to the other groups. That's a clear benefit. All those things, your attention, your enthusiasm, your energy, determination, those are all amazing things, and we want more of that. Well, be grateful for what you have, and you'll have more to be grateful for. Another study done by the same researchers, instead of doing daily gratitude, they did weekly gratitude journals, and it was still beneficial. Participants showed greater improvement in optimism, and they also influenced their behaviors, and greater improvements in exercise patterns, and reduction in physical ailments, aches and pains, and chronic problems went away just by practicing gratitude. I just can't say enough about this. I have a gratitude journal I write in every day, by the way. It's changed my life. It's amazing. Another study that was done, that was no journal. They didn't write it down. I highly recommend the journal. It's amazing to write things down, and write it down in blue ink. That's a whole nother story. That's another Truth Bomb Tuesday, the study of blue ink versus black ink. But anyway, another study shows that they didn't have a journal. They just expressed gratitude in their daily lives. And it was a Chinese group of researchers, and they looked at the combined effects of gratitude and your sleep quality on the symptoms of anxiety and depression. The higher levels of gratitude were associated with better sleep and lower anxiety and depression. Go figure. They controlled the amount of sleep, and the people with gratitude still had lower depression. The people, and they had lower anxiety as well. The people that still didn't sleep well, they still showed lower depression even though they were grateful. They were still less depressed. Then we're going to talk about gratitude and blood flow in the brain. This is where the hypothalamus comes in play. Subjects who showed more gratitude had higher activity levels in the hypothalamus. Your brain gets more blood flow in that area, and that, again, that brain part of your brain is huge. It controls a lot of your regular body functions that are necessary: eating, drinking, sleeping. It's a huge influence on your metabolism and your stress levels. So, and it also, gratitude creates dopamine, which is our reward neurotransmitter, and it's important for initiating action, and it also helps you want to do that again. Super important. Gratitude is a powerful impact. It's a huge impact on your brain. And your brain can't focus on two things at once. I don't know if you know this or not, but it can't. You cannot focus on two things at once. I dare you, try it. You can do one or the other, but you can't do both. And I talk about this all the time. So if you have a bad thought that comes in your mind, I always say, instead of, a lot of people tend to take that negative thought and just spiral it out of control, and that's anxiety, and that causes depression because now you're anxious and then you're depressed and all this stuff. If you stop that thought, instead of focusing on what's wrong with it, what's wrong with your life, what's wrong with your job, what's wrong with your body, what's wrong with whatever, and you think of something you're grateful for. I actually use it with my son. If you've got something negative to say, you can give me 5 positive things. You can tell me 5 things you're grateful for. And let me tell you, it switches your brain around and it makes you happier instantly. It's an amazing thing. Because our brain can't focus on 2 things at once, it's easily distracted. Think of toddlers. Toddlers, they're having a meltdown. Hey, you want a sucker? They can't think of 2 things at once. They can't be upset, but they want that sucker, so they're happy again. So you find things to be grateful for, and you will always find more things to be grateful for. It's a practice, kind of like you practice walking, you practice reading so you can get better, you practice biking so you can go faster, you practice whatever you do so you can do it better. Gratitude is no different. You want to, of course, if you've never practiced it, you've never done it, you've always been a complainer like I used to be, of course it's going to be hard. Your brain wants to do what it's always done, which is complain and be negative and focus on what's wrong. But if you catch those thoughts and you start to become aware of them and you start to think about, okay, I am going to be aware of this and I'm going to try to change it. So I'm going to think of 5 things I'm grateful for. And this is a huge thing, get a rubber band, put it on your wrist, and if negative thought, pop yourself and say 5 things you're grateful for. I promise you, you're going to feel better. Because if you find more things to be grateful for, you're going to be more grateful. If you find things to be complaining about, you're going to complain more. So you've got to practice these things to become better at it. So you can either practice being negative or you can practice being grateful. You have a choice. It's yours. And that's my Truth Bomb Tuesday. Y'all have a wonderful night, and God bless you. Thanks for watching.